And we are back
We
live,
back.
man.
We
Yo,
back.
be rich. This has been a beautiful weekend. This past weekend that just passed. Here we are again for our Monday live, the water break, the Waterboyz Show, and we have some really good things to talk about. We have some not so good things to talk about. Well, one kind of crazy thing to talk about when it comes to our Atlanta Falcons, and of course, we will be covering all things sports. But hey man, let's just go ahead and jump right into it, my brother. The main thing that's on everyone's mind, the main thing that happened over the weekend that's on national media's mind is the 2025 NFL draft.
Yes, man.
2025 NFL draft, man. So, what are your thoughts? What are your takeaways from the draft? Of course, you know, we're Falcon fans. I know you're going to speak on that. And we can get into anything else draft wise. So go ahead, my brother. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I want to talk about what grade do we give the Falcons draft? We had five picks, and what's your grade? And people that are in the audience, that's watching, give us your grade on the Falcons. I get a Falcons draft, and I'm going by strictly this year. I see a lot of people giving grades based on the trade for next year, but that has nothing to do with what you got this year. We got players this year that's going to play this upcoming year. Why would you give a grade based on a future pick that's not even going to pan out till next year? So that's crazy to me. That's crazy thinking to me. People are giving the Falcons a bad grade because we traded a first round pick. We basically got another first round pick and exactly picked it for this year. So I give the Falcons grade, man. I give us a B plus, man. The reason I give us a B plus is because we definitely addressed the needs that we needed for the Falcons as far as rushing. For the past 5-6 years, man, we have not been able to rush the quarterback at all. We bottom tier. I think last year we was second from the worst team for giving up sacks. Past 6 years are probably the worst team. So we finally addressed it. And man, I was watching just some analysts talking about Jalen Walker, man. Man, they say and I said this before. They say they can see with the right coordinator, man, Michael Parsons. There we say Michael Parsons. If we get half that, 75% of that production, man, from that dude, we're gonna be all right, man. But I mean, the dude put in the work. He does everything, so I'm excited about that. And the kid from Tennessee, Pierce, he runs a 4.4, a 4.4 40, man, which is amazing. So that means he's gonna get to the quarterback. He's 6, I think he's 6'5", 6'6". That's a tall joker, man. And his frame got more weight to be put on. It's like he could put on another 20 pounds and still be quick. So he's only gonna get better. And then I heard we got one of the best safeties in the draft from the Notre Dame kid. And then we got
Xavier
another,
Watts.
yeah, we got him, and we got another safety that ball hawks, man, taking the ball out the air. Where did he come from, Trey? The other
Oklahoma.
kid? Oklahoma. And they say he had like when he gets the ball, he takes it to the house. So I'm excited about that. So that's the grade I give the Falcons. Tell us your grades. And I mean, I do want to talk about something else, but we'll get there. So I'm happy with the Falcons draft. We met the needs. Oh, in the 7th round, we got a tackle, offensive tackle from where did he come from? Wyoming.
He came from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I knew it was one of them W states. Wisconsin. So you already know he big dude, 6'7", bro. 6'7", 317 pound joker. So, you know, hopefully he pans out and is able to do something. Clayton Hughes says Bowman was Oklahoma. Okay. Thank you. And Watts came from Notre Dame. All right, man. Trey, what grade do you give the Falcons, man?
So, you know, I'm going to give a grade, but I do have to say I don't like draft grades. I don't like giving draft grades because I never know what they're going to be until at least 3 years into the league. Like you never know what a draft pick. Appreciate that, Clayton. Clayton say he love the show. You never know what the draft picks are going to be until after they play. So I'm just not really into the same day thing. I always thought the draft grades were ridiculous. The Falcons will always get slammed and get killed for their drafts. Even in 2016, we got you have to look that up while I'm talking what the draft grade was from some people for the 2016 draft, and we ended up with 4 starters from that draft. And I don't think we got a good grade in that draft. But if I had to give it a grade, with all that being said, I'm gonna still play along, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go A. And the reason I'm gonna go A for the Falcons is because I believe this year the Falcons, they did the obvious. In years past, I say it all the time. Sometimes it seems like our team has a tendency of doing the smartest man in the room thing, like, hey man, hey, I know everybody else thinks I'm gonna draft these guys. I'm gonna get this guy from Wyoming, or I'm gonna get this guy from Montana. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this guy from wherever. I'm gonna get this guy no one knows about. He's gonna come in the league and he's gonna be the greatest player because I know how to scout. But on this one, the Atlanta Falcons said Jalen Walker fell to us. This man is a player. I don't know what took them so long to draft him. I've never seen it take so long for a card to get turned in, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what took so long. Like, they came down to like 10 seconds left. You know that, right?
No.
They might not have said it on the TV, but on the radio, they were going through it. So West Durham, Mike Conti, I was listening. I was in the car working. West Durham, Mike Conti, and Dave Archer were talking. Man, it got down to 10 seconds before the Falcons pick got turned in. They were thinking, man, the Falcons might have to wait until Arizona to make this pick. We haven't seen anything like this. Like, this is crazy. And so I don't know what the hesitation was on that, but they went ahead and they pulled the trigger on drafting Jalen Walker. They've seen him make plays in their building. They've seen him make plays all 3 years in their building since he came into college. Like, they didn't try to get cute with it. Then they traded back up. They got another player from the SEC out of Tennessee who the team had success. He was the guy on the defense who got the most pressure. He was number 2 in college football for pressures, period. So that lets you know where he was in the SEC overall with pressures. If he was number 2, period, you know he was either number 1 or number 2 in the SEC. So you potentially got 2 of the best pass rushers coming out of college in this draft, period. What's going on, Jonathan Friedman? What's going on, Wilder Smith? 2 of the best pass rushers. So when it comes to that, you got 2 tough players from 2 tough schools when it comes to football play and play that we hold to a certain standard, which is the SEC. They finally went ahead and pulled the trigger on a Georgia player. And not only did they get a Georgia player, in my eyes, they got the Georgia player for this particular draft. Just like we wanted Jalen Carter, and I'm not comparing Jalen Walker to Jalen Carter. I'm just saying when Jalen Carter came out, he was the Georgia player in the draft. Everyone was looking at. Well, for these past 2 years, Jalen Walker has been the Georgia player. You know, Michael Williams, they've been kind of right there a little bit together, but I think Jalen Walker has been graded a little higher. And then they went to a Notre Dame team who, as much as I dislike Notre Dame, and I don't even know why I dislike Notre Dame, that coach put together a tough team. So to snatch a safety who has made some big time hits coming out of Notre Dame and has made some plays, a true ball hawk, they snatched another tough player out of Notre Dame. Everything all right with you, man? Like you got a headache or something bothering you or something, man? What's going on with you, man? Am I boring you? You know what I'm saying? What's up with this guy, man? This dude's rubbing his face. He's sitting there like he about to fall asleep at the computer, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, doing your take, coon.
Man, I'm looking at you, man. Hey, man, no racist talk would be tolerated here, man. I'm a black king. You know what I'm saying? So you need to chill out. Yeah, but they got the safety out of Notre Dame. Then they went to Oklahoma. The only thing that scares me about Oklahoma, they've had one of the worst defenses year in and year out for the past few years. But it doesn't mean that Bowman is not a player. But the Oklahoma defense overall has been straight up trash. You know what I'm saying? Overall, and I'm not saying that they couldn't be a player in there, but looking at Bowman, looks like that he can be a playmaker once he gets his hands on the ball. He can make some plays. And then they went ahead in the 7th round and pulled the trigger on a tackle. Let's just see what he can become. He's from Wisconsin. Let's see if he can become a player. Then we also have to add in the undrafted free agents, and they brought in Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was a
You know,
three-time
I heard.
first team Big 12
Yeah,
player.
I heard about him when Colorado was playing that team. They kept saying Kobe Bryant. I kept hearing his name. I'm like, you know, of course, because of the basketball. But I just remember I kept hearing his name when Colorado played them.
Yeah, three-time first team Big 12, three-time first team conference player. Why he didn't get drafted, I don't know. I need to dig into his college career and what some people were saying. Why a three-time first team Big 12 player did not get drafted? I have no idea. But the Falcons pulled the trigger and got Kobe Bryant. So, you know, overall, man, we got Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, both ball hawks, him and Watts, and then we got Jack Nelson from Wisconsin. And like I said, the undrafted free agents, Kobe Bryant, leading that list of players that we brought in. And we brought in some other players as well. A wide receiver who has been number one and has broken records at his school. I have to look him up. I did look him up on tape. He didn't seem like a burner or anything like that, but he was. Let me get his name. Let me get his name. I was just looking at some stuff on him. Not too long ago. I think yesterday I was looking up some stuff on him when they brought him in as an undrafted free agent, Nick Nash. So we brought in Nick Nash. And Nick Nash, he made a bunch of plays in college, helped break some records, and was the number one wide receiver at his school. So yeah, man, they brought in some players, and we addressed defense, like they said. We didn't get cute. Yeah, man, that's pretty much. I think he went to San Jose. Did he go San Jose State? I think he went to. So yeah, there we go.
Hey, you know, one fun fact. On two things. One fun fact was that when you was talking about Notre Dame, we got a chance to go to Notre Dame, touch the sign, we the champions, and then we both posed on a picture on the field and did the touchdown Jesus. Well, I don't know if that was the field, but we was right there with the touchdown Jesus thing. So we got a chance to go to Notre Dame and perform for the school, and Notre Dame has some interesting history there, so it's kind of historic being there. And I just remember us going around down the stairs, touching the sign all the players touch, going and taking a picture in front of the touchdown Jesus, and I just have that memory. That was a good memory. One guy I did want us to get on the free agency was the Desmond. Was it Desmond Watson? I got to go look at his name, but he was the kid out of Florida who weighed 460 pounds.
I did too.
He ended up going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's gonna be teamed up with Vita Vea, whatever his name is. Man, that's 800 pounds of those two guys pushing around, bro. That is crazy. But I really wanted to see how he would turn out.
And Vita Vea, man, he moved cat like to be so big, and this young
kid
man
moved cat too. Yeah.
This young man is pretty fast, man. You know who else they brought in? And I mean, not we going through players, somebody we should be afraid of, but it was cool to see him being brought in as well, man. Shallow got brought in by the Tampa Bay Bucks. So yeah, that's my grade, man. So yeah, throw in the comments for all y'all watching. You know, Doobie. Doobie always has very good insight. Doobie DC, y'all see his comment up on the screen for those who just listening to the audio. Doobie DC is a guy who comes in. He's on our show a lot, leaving comments, and he leaves really good insight. Like, he doesn't just leave just regular comments. He breaks down, and when he makes a comment, he breaks down why he's thinking that way, or why we should be looking at this, and he gives us the opportunity to not only engage with him, but also learn about certain players here and there. So Doobie, man, I would love to see your grade for this particular draft. He said Kobe was a steal for sure. And he said we should sign Jared Ivey too. So yeah, put your draft grades in, everybody.
Your guy Road Dog 7 on Instagram says Nick Nash 6'3", led receivers in receptions, yards, and TDs last year. That's what's triple up. Crown. I didn't know nothing. This is the first time I'm hearing this, Trey.
Yeah, triple crown. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then Marcus 85 gives the grade A. Black Men Run gives them a B+. Chad gives them an A+. Come on, man, give them an A+. That's what's up. So those are grades on Instagram.
Yeah, Wallace Smith from YouTube. What's up, Wallace? He said, "What up, Wallace? I'm going to give them an A." And then of course, Doobie throws in. Nick Nash won the Triple Crown, yes sir. And so I watched him. You can go watch him for yourself. I didn't see
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna check him out, man.
I didn't see like a burner or anything like that from him. Not that a wide receiver has to be a burner, but he looks long, has length, looks like he can make the tough catches in traffic. So that's what we need, man. That's what we need. We need a player who can make plays regardless, man.
Yeah, I just pulled him up. Ultimate Nick Nash 2024 highlights.
Yep, same video I was watching.
Okay.
Yep, same as that video I was watching. Doobie DC says, I give us an A, but add in the undrafted, and it's an A plus. Hey, man, that's something coming from Doobie because I'm not, like I said, I won't say he's been critical, but he's been very insightful on what he thinks the Falcons should do and how they should pull it off, man. And we love having our listeners and our viewers, participate, man. Thank you guys. Jerome, what's up, Jerome? He said, I'm excited to see what our last two draft classes will bring to our defense. So some of the things we're gonna have to talk about as we move along the summer with this influx of youthful talent. Hey, whenever new people come, new people have to go, right? So who may be moved out as we move along? Who made the Falcons move on from? Those are things that we'll discuss as we get into OTAs, as we get into mini camps, as we move into the summer. Who may be moved on from? It's definitely a youth time for the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, we still have some veteran presence on there. We still have Leonard Floyd, Ebiketie, which is he's still fairly young. I mean, he hasn't even hit his fifth year yet. I think this is his fourth year in the league. So
and look at it like this too. Like we got another third round pick as well.
Braylon Trice.
Last year, so I look at it that we have 6 picks. So we're gonna have another guy that hasn't even played it down in the regular season. It's gonna come into the preseason and another edge rusher. And I know you was really super excited about him, bro. So we shall see. So, we got Braylon Trice. Let's hope he comes back and contributes because from what I'm hearing, they was saying he's supposed to be a major contributor for last year. So we shall see, man.
He was the guy. Braylon Trice was the guy that was looked at as gonna come in and really provide that pass rush. He was number 2. The year he came out, he was number 2 in all of college football in pressures. So when you add in these players who are able to get to the quarterback and affect the quarterback, and he had some good games, man. He really did. He had some good games. They kind of got a hold to him in the Michigan game, but in the Michigan game, they got a hold to the whole Washington squad, right? So Braylon Trice didn't make a whole bunch of plays in that game, but they played Texas the week before to get to the championship game. And you can go back and look at that, B Rich. You can look at his tape, man. I mean, he wreaked havoc on Texas. Same as Jalen Walker did.
You told me to pull up the archive of which draft?
The 2016 draft. See if you can get our draft grade. What people said some of our draft grades.
I don't know what our draft grade was, but I can tell you.
We know who the players are. See if you can find what some draft grades were. Because I want to go over like how people grade. I want to see how people grade drafts and see if we got a negative draft grade for that. Like we know who the players are. Or at least I do. Right. I know who the players
2016 NFL.
Yeah, and while you do that, I'll go through the comments. Sean Williams says, easy A. Wish we would have signed Desmond Watson, big boy from Florida, but Terry snapped. Real said A-. We could have looked for another linebacker somewhere. I do believe we need to continue to add linebacker depth. Now we do have Diablo, but we do have Diablo, boy. What did Rob Tribble? Rob Tribble said Diablo sound like a stripper.
Hey, listen, I got the draft grade from SB Nation. It was a C+. Falcons got a C+.
And that's exactly now that's just one outlet, right? But that's exactly
Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Austin Hooper, Devondre Campbell, Wes Schweizinger, Devin Fuller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now look, we got 4. Listen, that's exactly why I say I don't really like going over draft grades, and I take them with a grain of salt because we got 4 starters out of that draft who played significant roles in us getting to the Super Bowl and almost winning the Super Bowl. And Devondre Campbell has been in the league, still stayed in the league, and was making plays for other teams for years to come. I mean, was a straight up beast. To be perfectly honest, he was the best draft pick out of that draft class. We know we all love him and Deion. The Falcons stuck with Deion Jones. They should have stuck with Devondre Campbell. Keanu Neal made the Pro Bowl, was a Pro Bowl player. Deion Jones, if I'm not mistaken, made the Pro Bowl one time. So you got 2 players who ended up making the Pro Bowl, but yet the Falcons got horrible draft grades. And that's why I take the draft grades with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, man. Like Javon Walker is a home run. I just feel it, bro. He ain't played a dime. I can't say that, but I just feel it, bro. Like I feel like he gonna be an impact. Like I think we got our Troy Polamalu on our defense from him, bro.
Well, don't say Troy Polamalu because he put, but I get you like play all over the place.
Yes, man. I feel like we have our impact guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Not position per position, but I've always said the Falcons need to have a difference maker on defense. That like Jesse Bates is almost that guy. Jesse Bates ain't no joke.
Oh, he makes plays.
Yeah, but Jalen Walker, man, he gonna be that dude, bro. He is gonna be that dude. I'm telling you, Trey. Watch.
No, I'm with you, man. You ain't got to prove nothing to me. Let me run down a couple more, and then we're gonna move on from the comments for a second. Doobie said, but I do not like the Bowman pick because yes, he gets interceptions, but interceptions don't come every game. What does come every game is having to tackle a player in open field, and Bowman is not a great tackler and not very good with angles. A lot of arm tackling that won't work in the NFL. He says Braylon Trice is a superstar. I've said it over and over. Justin Connor said W draft. I don't know if that means a win for the draft. I'm not sure. Marion Hughes said, "What's up, fellas?" Jerome said Texas couldn't block Braylon Trice. And then we kind of go on from there. All right, man. So yeah, man. Yep, that's where we are. The Atlanta Falcons. You gave B Rich gave them a B plus. I gave them an A because I feel like they made the obvious choices. And like B Rich said, hopefully we got our difference maker. Hopefully we got a couple different. I heard them talk. Now they got interviewed. Shout out to our boy Carl Dukes. Shout out to Carl Dukes. Carl Dukes, somebody I consider a friend and a mentor of the show. And shout out Mike Bell. They interviewed Jalen Walker.
How'd that go?
And they interviewed James Pierce Jr. Of course, they were off for the week once the other players got drafted. But man, I heard Jalen Walker talk. And so one thing I'll say this, and this is always a good thing in my eyes, if you have the talent to go along with this, it helps you. He's a coach's kid. He's a coach's kid. Yeah, he's a coach's kid. His dad coaches.
There you
his
go.
Dad, but he never played for his dad. I think his dad coaches college. He never played for his dad because he said, well, my dad coaches on the collegiate level, so we never crossed. You know what I mean? Meaning he never played for him. But yeah, he's a coach's kid. And I think when you're a coach's kid, you get that knowledge, you get that way of looking at the game from a cerebral standpoint. And so when I heard him talk, man, like he sounded like a leader. Like they asked him, they said, man, Kirby has spoken. They said Kirby has said again and again how Jalen Walker was a leader.
I like Doobie's intake, man. His thought process on this. Doobie, I heard that when they drafted James Pierce, one of the commentators, Trey, I don't think he was in the car. He said that his frame reminds you of Javon Kearse. So I'm curious to see how that pans out. Doobie, I'm gonna put a link in the chat, and if I want you to come up and talk to us if you can, and anybody else who wants to come up, come on up and talk to us. Sorry to cut you off, Trey. I just seen that was interesting.
Yeah. Let me go back to that, as I was so rudely cut off by my partner to say something he could have waited 3 minutes to say.
Well, I didn't.
But anyway. Anyway, and you know me, I don't like getting into this person equals this person. That's
no, I know you don't. I know you don't. But
I don't like.
It's fun. It's fun for the fans.
It's not fun because it's a lot, man. It's a lot because us as fans, we start to take that on, and we start to hold that against these players, like it's tough. It's tough to be compared to one of the all-time greats. Javon Curse was just a straight up monster. But now if he can become Javon Curse, man, now Javon
But
Curse is also
I didn't say that. I said his physique, man. That's all. That's what I said. With the
well,
I don't know.
I
Doobie
can't
said.
well, Javon Curse was also they had the speed, but Javon Curse was 20 pounds heavier than the man. 20 pounds of muscle heavier than him. That's a lot.
Okay.
Now he can I think he can put on about 10. I think he can put on
I
about
say put on.
10.
I said his frame can put on 20 pounds. I said that earlier.
But can he keep the same speed putting on 20 is the thing. Now
Close to it.
Javon Curse had 20 more pounds and was that same speed, is what I'm saying.
If he puts on muscle, I don't see why not.
I mean, we'll see. They call Javon Curse the freak. I would love for him to be Javon Curse. I just don't like calling people stuff. But let me get back to what I was saying about Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker, Kirby had said again and again and again how he was a leader. They talked to him about leading. And his whole perspective on it was pretty dope, if you ask me. He just was like, man, it all starts with trust. It all starts with coming in, getting to know the guys. You know what I mean? Like playing my role, getting to know the guys, like really letting them trust who I am. And he was like, and after you build trust with people, then that's when you can start to build leadership. Because when people know they can trust you, then they can trust the way you lead. Just his whole thought process on it, I thought was pretty cool. Y'all, if y'all had the Odyssey app, y'all can go check the interview out with Dukes and Bell. And then they also interviewed James Pierce Jr. Shout out to James Pierce Jr., man. He was up there posted up with his WNBA girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man. He was posted up chilling. So he has a lady that also plays professional sports. But James Pierce was really, really laid back. He seemed like a really, really laid back dude. Of course, you know, being laid back doesn't mean that he won't have fire. I just say he was a really laid back dude. But it was cool interviews with both. If I had to say which one I enjoyed listening to the most, I really enjoyed listening to Jalen Walker, like a coach's son, and you could tell that coming through the speaker when he was talking. Doobie, joining the show for the first time, Doobie DC. What's up,
What
Doobie,
up,
man?
Doobie?
Thank you for all your contributions, my brother. What's up?
How y'all doing today?
All right, man.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, Trev. Sorry. Tell us what you think
man.
about the Tell us what you think about each pick, man. I like your insight on everything.
I mean, truthfully, people were talking bad about us giving up a first next year, but I mean, from the way the team looked at the end of the year, I doubt that pick is anywhere close to as high as it was this year. So, I mean, giving up probably like a 25 to 32 in between that range type of pick for James Pierce when he was considered a top 5 pick before all the off-field bullshit and him having character issues, like I don't see how that's bad or giving up too much when we need pass rush now to capitalize off Penix's contract. I mean, I know we're still paying Kirk, but I mean, while Penix is here, we need to do everything we can to get that defense right, because we already seen what happens when we don't get a defense right and our offense is on fire. Like, if we got the weapons now, we need to get that defense, do anything we can to make that defense right. So if people go down, we still got youth and depth to shoot now. Like,
I do be, and let me ask you this: a first round pick is a first round pick, right?
yeah.
So we basically got a first round pick to pick now. The only thing we really gave up was a second round pick in my eyes. We're not going to have a first round pick next year, but we use that pick to pick now.
Yeah,
and we address the need that we have. So we lost a second round pick.
Yeah, we didn't lose a first round pick. We got two first round players now when we need them. Like exactly. we just cashed in earlier.
We just cashed in early. That's all we did. We just cashed in earlier. So I don't understand.
If you look at it, James Pierce was the second best pass rusher in that draft. Like, I don't think there's any questions about that. Mm-hmm. Like, and we got him at 26 for a pick next year that might be higher than 26. Like,
and let's say let's say Carolina at 9 took Jalen Walker, right? He was going to be our next pick from what all the experts are saying. They're saying at number 15 we was going to take Pierce. So I don't know, bro.
I mean, it's just they were scared of him not buying in or like having character concerns. But
so what you know about Pierce, man? You seem to have a lot of knowledge on these players. What you think about Pierce?
Man, what last year he had like 50? It might be a little bit under 50, like 45 or something like that pressures, like in one season. Like, and when you look at him, it looks like he's running free every time that he takes off. Like it's like he doesn't even think that there's anybody in front of him. Like he already knows that he's going to beat that person, and all he sees is the direct angle to the quarterback. Like it's it's
Okay.
it's crazy. You can watch Javon Curse film and put his film side by side, and it literally looks like the same exact person.
Okay.
Like,
Do me a favor. We got give me the last two real quick. We have our guest that's coming on, Willie
okay,
Anderson. But give me your last two takes on the safeties we got and the offensive lineman.
I really like Watts, but that kind of scares me because that makes me think that they're not going to pay Bates when it comes time to pay him, because Watts is pretty much the mirror of Bates. But Bowman could be good, but what is he, like 5'9" and
5'10",
190,
5'10".
5'10", 190 pounds? And he didn't have great tackling. He had a lot of arm tackling. I was just waiting for us to pick somebody like a big hitter. We need somebody that can scare people up the middle. We don't really have that right now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe if we get a linebacker that can hit, but everybody that we got is like long, rangy, can go sideline to sideline. It's not really nobody that scares you up the middle, and that's where we get taken advantage of on third downs when it's a long third down and 10, long down third down 13. Somebody ends up breaking the tackle and takes off on us for
Well, I
20
think
yards.
Jalen Walker is going to be the guy that fixes that problem. All right.
I hope so. I hope
On the,
so.
all right, give us that last one on the offensive tackle that we got from Wisconsin. What you think about him?
I think they had him ranked like I can't remember exactly, but I was hoping we got another center in there to help with. I guess they really believe in Noozle. What is his name? Ryan
Yeah,
Noozle.
Newsom was an undrafted free agent as well, and he started last year when Dahlman went down. But all right,
I
man,
was
thank you, Doobie, for coming up, man. We got to get to Willie Anderson. He just joined us, so appreciate you, man. Ask him some
no
questions
problem.
and don't go nowhere, bro. But we
All right, I
we
won't.
would love for you to come on every Monday with us, bro.
I got you, bro.
All right, we finna go ahead and bring Willie Anderson on up.
Appreciate it, Doobie. Yeah, man. Shout out to Doobie for coming through, man.
Yeah, man.
Big Willie Anderson. Yeah, and we got still a Mike backstage. So you just hang out, Mike. We got our guest, man, Big Willie Anderson. Thank you for joining us once again, my brother. Thank you.
No
What's
doubt,
up,
no
man?
doubt.
What movie you end up going to see? You went to see The Accountant too, or Sinners?
The account, it was good.
I saw it.
It
I
was,
saw
it
it
was
yesterday,
dope.
man. I saw
Yeah,
it
it was
last
dope.
night. So shouts out to The Accountant too. We giving free pub to them. Y'all
Free
go
pub.
check that movie out, man. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
up,
man.
Willie?
Yeah, please don't get on here giving any spoilers because I haven't seen it, man.
I know, right?
It's a good movie. You saw the first one, Trey?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. All right,
with being athletic, right?
uh-huh.
hmm
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are joined by the great Willie Anderson, Cincinnati Bengal great. Man, played for a long time, made a lot of Pro Bowls, made a lot of first team All Pros, offensive tackle. We have him coming in today, joining the Waterboyz Show. We also would love to interview Willie in person, man, so we can really dig into like his whole career and his whole path. But he's on here today to talk to us for a little bit and to also let you know about something great that he has going this weekend. We definitely think you guys should pass the word. He has a conference, Moms Love Football. That's a conference that he's doing. And he's going to talk to you guys about it, and then we're going to get into some football talk. So, Willie, you go ahead and take the floor and let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, so I decided to start this event, man, about a couple of years ago. This is actually the first year we're doing it. Moms Love Football. You can go register at momslovefootball.com. Also, we're on Instagram at Moms Love Football. But it's basically a conference of me putting together a bunch of speakers who I think are really important to educate moms about their sons in football. From guys, former players, we have former head coaches. Hugh Jackson just got my offensive line coach from college. Coach Rick Trickett is going to speak. He's now the offensive line coach at Jacksonville State. He once was at Florida State with Jimbo when they won a national championship. Got Ronnie Brown. We got Quincy Carter, Jason Campbell. A lot of great guys. Got some moms of some football, current NFL players. My kid Paris Johnson, who was the sixth pick in the draft, 2023 draft to the Cardinals a couple years ago. His mom, Monica Daniels, is a good friend of mine. Also, Cameron Haywood's mom, Charlotte Haywood, the All-Pro future Hall of Famer up in Pittsburgh. His mom is going to be here. I call Charlotte a super mom, and I think her experiences as a mom and help grooming her sons. She had two sons playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting them ready, prepared to play college ball into the NFL. I think it's a big information she can give out. And just I think having moms be educated on their sons' positions and what their son's going through is big. There's a bunch of clinics for dads and men. You know, there's the Glazer clinics, a bunch of football clinics that men go to that's predominantly dominated by men. There's nothing that make women feel comfortable to come to learn football and not be judged. Like, so this is it's a conference to come learn all information about recruiting, everything. I call it the A to Z for moms in football. Learn about their sons.
Man, it sounds so awesome. We talked about it when we were on Friday. You know, moms love football. About there's a lot of information, a lot of mothers out there who have kids who want to play. And like you said, you've learned that when you have a competitive mother, those sons, when they have a competitive mom, seem to go a little further. A mom who's a little more into it and maybe more knowledgeable about it, knows how to push their kids and where to send their kids. And you guys are providing that. To the community, providing that to moms and to young men. And hey, all you dads out there as well, who may have a child that plays, and you and your lady, you and your child's mom, you and your wife, you and your whatever you guys are, if you want to help her where y'all can be on the same page and both know what's going on, this is something good to maybe introduce her to, so you both will know where you're trying to send your kids. You both will know the path you want to send your kids on. You both can get really good information. So it's moms love football. I wish you had the link. If you had I don't know if B Rich can find it while we on, we could throw the link in the chat.
Yeah, just text it to Trey, and then Trey text it to me, and I'll put it in there.
Yeah. If you could text me the link now, Willie, man, what I'll do, I'll text it to B Rich now, and he'll throw it in the chat. Real fast. Yeah, moms love football.
Why you doing that, Willie? Did you get a chance to see the Atlanta Falcons draft picks?
Man, I did not. I only saw the first two. I did see they picked up the kid, the Wisconsin tackle at the end of the draft. I think he's going to be there for depth. I think, you know what I mean. But I didn't pay too much attention after I quit watching after the third round. I think fourth round. So
well, I mean, we didn't get nothing but two safeties. Not discounting the guys, but we got a safety from Notre Dame and a safety from Oklahoma, and then we ended up getting the tackle. So, do you know anything about the kid from the tackle, the Wisconsin kid?
I do not, but you know what? I did see him play. I saw him play versus Alabama earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thought he was good. Late round draft guy, but I think coming in with the experience, you guys got two experienced tackles, so he definitely come in and be compete for that swing tackle position. In football, I always say you need 3 or 4 tackles, because I always wonder a lot of times why when you're starting left or right tackle in the league goes down, the backup comes in and he's garbage. Like why is that? Like, because and the reason is those guys don't get enough development during the week. There's only 2 offensive line coaches, and those 2 O-line coaches are pretty much dedicated for the starters. So when your backup come in, he's been getting very minimum work on the side because there's only 2 coaches. I've been saying for years there should be 3 offensive line coaches, with the third guy being a developmental guy. Because, I mean, think about it. Your favorite team, you guys' favorite team to tackle. If Jake Matthews go down, your backup comes in the game, he's probably gonna be terrible, because he's not a high ranked guy and hasn't been getting that much work. So I've been advocating for years for the NFL to get 3 O-line coaches, and for the third guy to be a developmental guy for that specific reason.
Hey, tell me this, Willie, for the people who weren't on Friday when we had some discussions about our first round picks, and you being the All Pro and the Cincinnati being a great that you are, from the offensive tackle position. Tell us, or tell the people, what you feel like we have in Jalen Walker. I know about Jalen Walker and James Pierce, especially with them being in the SEC. Well, what do you think the Falcons may have gotten out of both of those guys? You can start with Jalen Walker, the former Dog. And yes, I know you went to Auburn, but you're gonna have to talk nice.
No, I respect Georgia, bro. I mean, we're trying to get to where Georgia is at, bro. Like, so there's no hate. But I first saw Walker in the championship game his freshman year against Ohio State. My kid is Paris Johnson. I told you about. Paris was the first lineman taken in the draft that year, the 6th pick with the draft. Jalen actually beat him for a sack in the championship in the playoff game. And I was like, damn, who was this freshman kid? He's a true freshman. And I saw the power that he had then. Paris, I could say Paris is a athletic big time guy, and he beat Paris for a sack. So I first saw him there. But I think you're getting a prototypical Georgia defensive player. A guy who's been through hard practices, guys who played tough football, who has a tough mindset because he's been coached by Kirby. And I think it's a guy with a skill set that the Falcons need. Like I said Friday, back in the days where it was hard playing at the Falcons with John Abraham and Patrick Kearney coming off that end, and the dome was rocking. But I think any dome team needs dominant pass rushers. Is what made Peyton Manning so great. With the team he had with the Colts, they would get the lead, but then he would have Freeney and Mathis, playing in that dome, and you can't hear. It made life hell for tackles. I mean, I was one of those guys. It was hell playing in the dome. And I think when the Falcons have pass rushers, usually when the Falcons have pass rushers, the Falcons are pretty damn good. Dating back to '98, my boy Chuck Smith, back to the two guys I mentioned, John Abraham and Patrick Kearney. When they have those kind of guys on the end and get that kind of pressure, they usually have very good football teams.
Well, Willie, we ain't had that since then, so hopefully this year.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man. So you ain't missed out on nothing, bro.
what about old James Pierce Jr., one of our guys, Doobie DC, who was up here speaking with us right before you joined. Doobie and B Rich and some other people have kind of compared his frame. Not saying he's going to be Javon Curse, but have kind of compared his frame to Javon Curse. And of course, we're projecting, hoping we could get something like the freak. But
Javon Curse is a mug, man. I faced Javon about 11, 12 times in my career. He's with the Titans in our division back in the day. So Javon being at 6'6", 265, running a 4.3 40. That name freak was a freak for real, bro. Like it was something serious. But the kid from Tennessee though, he's coached by my guy Rodney Gardner, who's a former Auburn guy, coached at Auburn for a long time. Rodney coached at Georgia for a long time. Rodney Gardner put out some really great defensive linemen in the league. Put out Marcus Stroud and Richard Seymour and these type of guys like that. So usually the guys coached by Rodney Gardner out of Tennessee are some really good players. Anytime you get a defensive lineman out of the SEC, he's been through the ringer, man. And I think playing that schedule, playing that conference, you're going to get a guy who's a serious pass rusher. I haven't seen his frame to say he's built like Javon, because Javon Curse, even right now, boy, Javon Curse at 45 years old still sculpted like a Greek god right now. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But if he's being compared to him, that's a great comparison.
Yeah, well, I think like he's like 20 pounds lighter at the moment. I think he's like 240 something, 6'5", 240 something, has a lot of speed. Like how much muscle mass from a pro perspective you think they would try to put on a kid like that? Like when you come into a NFL program, what do you think that most teams would try to do?
I think a lot, man. Like NFL, like people give the NFL too much credit when they think about NFL training staffs and weight room staffs. Guys got to do that on their own. Guys got to pay for their own nutrition and to kind of get that kind of lifestyle, because you're only with the team half part of the year. So I think, but you're going to get a guy like Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor played at 6'6", 230. Like Jason would be small as hell, man. Down in that Miami Heat, he was losing all that weight during the season, but he wasn't a big guy. And I don't think the NFL right now, you don't need those kind of guys no more. Like the body types changed over the years. I think guys that are 245, 250 can now survive in this league. You're gonna look at my man played for Georgia a couple years ago. Played for Philadelphia last year, defensive end. Nolan.
Wait, Nolan Smith?
Nolan Smith. I mean, Nolan can't be no more than 250-ish, 60 maybe. You know what I mean? So, but I think guys at 245, there are plenty of guys in the league playing that size. It's all about how strong you are, how strong your core is, and then just having a want to sit in there and play that run, play the run defense. And in the passing game, he's gonna be okay. It's all about staying on the field for those kind of defense ends that size. It's gonna be how can he last against the run, against the run game, once they start running the ball at him.
All right, everybody, I just want to make sure to let you guys know again, we have placed the link. Moms Love Football. There's a link for everybody that's on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube. We have placed the link inside. For those that are watching on Instagram, those that are watching on Twitter, it is momslovefootball.com. Momslovefootball.com. It is a conference this weekend. And tell them your guests one more time, Willie, so they'll know who's all gonna be there giving information out.
Yeah, so we got former NFL head coach Hugh Jackson, who's now the offensive coordinator out of Georgia State. We have Ronnie Brown, former Auburn great, who's now a financial advisor for a bunch of athletes right now. Quincy Carter, East Side legend, Georgia legend. My boy, we got Jason Campbell, Deshaun Jackson, linebacker coach from Jacksonville State. Wayne Gandy, former Auburn guy. We got Wayne also played for the Falcons. We got Charlotte Haywood, the mom of Cameron Haywood, still is great. Monica Daniels, Paris Johnson's mom, I mentioned before. Who else we got? We got Route King, Hilton Alexander, one of the best wide receiver trainers in the country. So we got a plethora of guys, man. We got more guys coming too. We're talking about recruiting. We got Kenyatta Watson at Auburn, who's a recruiting director at Auburn, coming to speak to parents. So I think, to me, if I was a parent, my goal was to give these moms everything I could think of, from recruiting. Jason Campbell is a former Auburn quarterback, first round pick, played for the Redskins back in the days. Jason's now over the NIL at Auburn, so he's doing the negotiations with this NIL stuff. So he has even more information to give the parents about that whole process and the do's and don'ts for that. Because these parents, not even in high school here in Georgia, these kids can get NIL deals. And I think now the biggest thing that all these parents and kids want to know when they go to college now is, hey, what's the amount of money I'm getting? So I think learning how to navigate that process is going to be a big thing. So we have people here, like I say, Kenyatta Watson, recruiting director at Auburn, Jason Campbell over NIL at Auburn. We have I think we're covering every subject we can cover. Like I said, I call it an A to Z conference for moms. And usually those moms, like I said earlier, usually those moms who are educated about their about their boys, and those moms who are competitive. Out of my academy here in Atlanta, we've had very great success with competitive moms. Even when mom and dad are together, I tell my dad clients, hey man, you want them to really get it, make sure your mom knows about it. If mom knows about it, mom's gonna have those secret conversations behind y'all backs, with him. And if she's telling him, hey, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, and she's educating them what to do, usually those boys get it, man. It's sometimes when the moms are not on the same accord with dads, because sometimes, dads are not educating moms in the process because dad want to do it himself. But the easiest path I've seen is when dads educate them, even if it's baby's mom, bro, get baby mom to come and get her to understand what you're trying to get them to do. Because when mom gets it, that boy's going to get it. It's different with girls. When dad gets it, girls going to do it. But with these boys going to please mom. They want to please mom.
Man, I love that, man. But before we let you go, I'm sure B Rich has something. I know what I want to ask you. Let me see if B Rich has anything that he wanted to ask you before we let you go.
Well, I really want to ask you what Doobie DC asked. I want to give him the opportunity to ask you the question. He said, "Who did he love to battle against?" So that's the question I want to ask you from Doobie.
Who do I love? Like I said, man, I faced in my career. I faced 9 of the top 16, I think 9 or 10 of the top all-time pass rushers.
Wow.
I mean, from Reggie White to Julius Peppers, Michael Strahan, Javon Curse, all these guys, man, Terrell Suggs, Jason Taylor, all these guys, I faced all these guys. I said last week, I only got out of that group, Bruce Smith was the only one that beat me. Now, Reggie White beat me up. And I didn't enjoy that. I was a young guy, I didn't enjoy it. But who I enjoyed the most playing against is this guy. You guys may not know him. He's a guy by the name of Aaron Smith that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Playing for Cincinnati, I would play the Pittsburgh Steelers twice a year. And Aaron's one of those guys at Pittsburgh. Like, if you know about Pittsburgh defense, they've been a 3-4 defense since the 70s. And their most important guys are their front guys. Like right now, Cameron Haywood is that guy. You know what I mean? Cameron's not going to get you. Well, Cameron's going to get like 9, 10 sacks a year, but usually the guys in that position, they never get a bunch of sacks, but they're the key to their whole defense. You can't beat you couldn't beat Pittsburgh because of those front 3 or 4 guys and 3 or 4 defense. Well, Aaron Smith, one of those guys. And Aaron and I, man, we battled and battled. It was kind of a mutual respect thing because he felt like he wasn't getting respect in the league, and I felt the same way. You know, the first part of my career, I wasn't making Pro Bowls. My career, my awards came at the end of my career. Crazy thing about. But Aaron Smith, man, if you look him up, ask any Pittsburgh Steelers fan about him. I even asked Mike Tomlin about him 2 years ago at dinner. I was with Mike Tomlin at dinner, and Mike Tomlin said he was his favorite player of all time because he gave so much to Pittsburgh, bro. Like, and you only knew if you knew football. Like the fans would see James Harrison and these guys on the outside rushing and passing, but the real football people knew it was guys inside like Aaron Smith who got no credit, but who was so damn hard to block, man. You couldn't move him. Big, tall, white boy, like just played his ass off, and you couldn't move him. Like it was, I played at 340, and I'll be battling my mic to move him all I can. We had some battles, man, and we've been on the many bottom of the piles, talking trash to each other. You know what I mean? And kind of mutual respect for each other. But after the game, I would always tell him that, hey man, I'll vote for you for the Pro Bowl, and he would do the same thing for me. So Aaron Smith is my guy. But I played against some great players, but I never enjoyed playing against any of them guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Look, the funny thing you said, I played against Reggie White. He didn't beat me, but he beat me up, and I didn't enjoy that.
He beat me up, bro. I felt like my skeleton was broke.
Look, Willie,
wow.
Man, we have to do this in person.
Let's do it, man.
We have to do this in person. I'm gonna talk to you sometime today, or maybe we'll talk when the conference is over. But yeah, we need to schedule a date. Like as soon as you can come in, we film in person on Fridays. We can kind of work around what you have going on. We love to get you in like as soon as possible. You know, this Friday. Well, I know you got the conference this weekend, but this Friday, next Friday, we can we can make it work. We'd love to get you in person. We film down in Atlantic Station, so we'd love to get you in person, man, and sit and talk about one last thing before we let you go. Because I know we want to interview you in person, so I don't want you to give all the gems away today, but I do want to get your thoughts on this. Being a player who went through the draft process, and you know the phone numbers that are given out to teams and how they reach players, how crazy was it, and how just unusual was it for a prank to be able to be played on Shedeur Sanders?
As secretive as the NFL is, one of the most secretive leagues ever, that shit should never happen. It should never happen. Like it's almost impossible to happen. Like they're so secretive, bro, about everything. Like nothing gets out. If they don't want it to get out, nothing gets out. So to say that, a random phone number, that's kind of crazy. Like that to happen. And like it's something that would never even be thought about to be doing. Like because the NFL is such a mafioso secret society, they don't let anything out. So I'm surprised that more consequences is not going down for it. I mean, but it is what it is, man. Like nothing probably nothing to be done about it. But for the people who know, it's amazing to even let that happen because they're so secretive and so tight knit about every damn thing. And for some kid to get a bit. That's the equivalent of being in the White House and somebody get a number out the president's desk and call a number. Like, wow, that should never ever happen.
Man, well, I appreciate that, man. When you spoke about Aaron Smith, our boy Ryan, the historian from the Bird case, said Aaron Smith was a dog. Then
he was a dog, bro. He was a dog. Pittsburgh.
He said the pit is where the big boys roam, man. He also said Shedeur wasn't the only one. Tyler Warren was called, and Kyle McCord was too by that same number.
Yeah, and it shouldn't just be about Shedeur, just period. Like the NFL don't let anything get out. You know what I mean? So for them boys that had that kind of information, it kind of makes you wonder, well, what other information they got? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of a security elite that they're gonna downplay it, but it's really big though. Yeah. It's really big.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Willie, and look forward to meeting you in person and interviewing in person and picking all these gems from your head, man, because you give some great stories, and I'm looking forward to you doing it in studio taping with us.
No doubt, man. MomsLoveFootball.com. Also, you can find me on both Twitter and IG at Big Willie 7179.
Yeah.
Right, cool, man.
Me and B Rich good to come to the conference this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
Come
no
through for a
doubt. Come
minute
on
and check
in.
everything out.
Of course.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Right, I'll come.
I'll text you off of here, and you let me know more of the details where we need to be, the time we need to be there.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you for
Willie.
coming on, man.
Thank you
Really
so
love
much.
talking to you.
Thank y'all, bro.
All right.
All right, be safe.
All right. Hey, Trey, I want to do something different, man. I want to end this live and start another one talking exactly about should the Falcons fire defensive coordinator. What's his name? Jeff Ulbrich, whatever his name is. I want to talk about that whole situation. Do you mind if I stop this live, retitle it, and go ahead and start and just get into that?
I mean, we can. We just got we got a nice little crowd, though. You know.
I think. Hey, look, y'all. Look, it's gonna take us a total of 3 minutes. I'm gonna create a new room, and I just want to create a fresh live for this topic because this is something that needs to be heard and said. And I definitely want a new title for people to come and chime in on what we're about to talk about. So, still a mic. I'm about to end this live. I want you to come right back, and everybody that's on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please come right back. It will take me no longer than 2 minutes to set this up and get it going. All
yeah,
right?
Ryan, if you out there, we would love for you to join.
Yeah,
the
Ryan, I want you
discussion
to
at some
join
point. We know Stella Mike gonna join, but yeah, man. All right, cool. Let's run it.
I'm finna start it up. All right.